and let's talk about the sentencing as we continue to watch court with Missing Children South Africa's national coordinator, Bianca Van Aswegen. Bianca, good morning. Thank you for being with us. It was really interesting listening to Judge Erasmus take his time through the delivery of that sentence today, and remarkably just saying that none of them really showed remorse. There was nothing he could find in mitigation of sentence, and bearing in mind this includes the child's mother. Your reaction to what we saw unfold in court moments ago?
Good morning, Iman. I think Judge Erasmus was definitely fair and just in his trial and sentencing this morning. We're very pleased with the sentence that he has given them, especially on the human trafficking aspect and the deterrent of other perpetrators in committing these types of crimes. The emotion of the accused, it's quite concerning that they haven't even showed any emotion during the time of sentencing, during the trial. We still don't have answers to where Joslin is.
And that is really, I think, what's top of mind for everyone is that even through the course of this trial, a judgment and a conviction and a sentence, we still don't know 465 days later exactly where she is. And this brings us into the broader conversation around this trial. It served in a way I don't want to use the word as an example or a poster really for one of the biggest scourges on the face of South African society, and this is the plight of children that go missing every single day in our country. It's an opportune time, Bianca, to bring us back into that picture.
Definitely. Joslin is just one of many children that are currently still missing in our country, and we see the increasing number of children going missing yearly. We've even got children dating back to the 1980s that are currently still missing. But these cold cases, we never give up on. We will do and fight as much as possible to bring closure to those families. And the same with Joslin's case. Even though these accused have been sentenced today, they will spend the rest of their lives in prison. We will not give up the fight in trying to find Joslin, get the answers that our nation so desperately need, and so many other families out there with their children currently still being missing.
So what do you think happens next as the focus again this morning on Joshlin Smith, her disappearance, her whereabouts today? How does this assist in any way the possibility of tracking down this child and bringing her back safely?
Well, during the mitigating circumstances, we were hoping that one of the accused would actually stand up and maybe give some more information to the whereabouts of Joslin. But this is not going to deter us from actually finding answers. If it needs be, hopefully one of the accused will still speak up, especially now that they've been sentenced. So we're hoping that we will still get our answers and know where and what happened to Joslin.
How does this help? And we've had so many experts since over the last year, really, since his disappearance. But as we continue to focus on cases like these, how do cases like these, the evidence that was presented, the profile or the anatomy of how police responded, what does it teach us? In other words, what lessons can we learn in dealing with other children that go missing in terms of the steps that are to be enacted in the immediate aftermath?
I think Joslin's really become the voice for children that are missing, and also a learning curve to implement more measures when children go missing and what the procedure is, what to do, the further investigation of cases like this, and especially the highlighting of cold cases, how important these cases still is and how many families out there are still longing for their children that are currently missing. So I think this is a call out too for our police to interact with families whose children are still missing, to open up more to resources, especially with these cold cases where we still do not have answers to where these children are.
Missing children, have with us on the line as we keep picture on what's happening in the Western Cape High Court sitting in Saldanha. I have Missing Children South Africa's national coordinator, Bianca Van Aswegen, with me. Bianca, as you see, and this is a story times 100, times 1,000, times 100,000 in South Africa of families who don't have the answers that they need in respect of their missing little ones.
Yes, definitely. We've got so many children that are currently still missing, and especially in the light of Child Protection Week, I think Joslin has given a voice to those that are still missing. to the safety of our children, the vulnerability of our children, and how important it is to prioritize our children's safety.
Again, you heard the provincial police commissioner there also talk about the possibility, well, we know that they do exist in South Africa, around trafficking syndicates. He also spoke about going back to question. I mean, these still remain accused in this matter. Again, given what we've heard from one of the family members there, they seem tight-lipped, uncooperative, that potentially these answers will never come. What prospects do you think there are, Bianca, for any leads and any movement in relocating Joslin?
Yes, human trafficking is rife in our country. We are a transit, import, and export destination for trafficking. But in the case of Joslin, we as an organization is not giving up on her. We will work with the police to make sure everything is done until answers are found. This might end up being a cross-border case. We don't know at this point. We don't have any leads. We don't have any answers. We know that the accused have not spoken up to give us any leads to follow up on any further, but her flyer and her case has gotten worldwide attention. So hopefully we will get some leads that can actually lead us to answers and give the nation closure on her case.
And I'm sure there are many other of my colleagues as well, Bianca, waiting to talk to you and your organization. So I'll let you go and just appreciate the time that you have shared with us.